first exercise we're gonna get into is one of the worst ones out there, and that's gonna be the Ghd Sit-Up.
I train pretty regularly without my shirt on, so imagine my surprise when the exercise that I use the most often, that makes my core look the best, is pretty universally shunned and misunderstood. Now look, I'm not here to reinvent the wheel, so if you're looking for a 5-minute ab blaster workout, this isn't the video for you.
You can't keep getting away with it!
I just want to talk about a movement that I really enjoy and how I personally use it to get jacked and how I do it safely. The reason why I really like Ghd Sit-Ups is because they do a lot. They work your six-pack muscles, obviously, but they also double as an isometric plank at the bottom, while also still giving you that nice squeeze at the top like a regular crunch, so it's like a 3-in-1. Bigger abs also mean a core that can brace harder during compound exercises. So for the strength-minded folks, that's important for you. Stiff leg deads happen to be one of my favorites personally. Plus they look cool, and that's the most important part, guys. They're easy to load, easy to perform. This all adds up to an exercise that everyone will adhere to, and if you adhere to something and get better at it over time, that's just gonna mean that it gets thicker and meatier over time. So get ready for a big, strong core. A common talking point that tells you not to do these is that they are bad for your back. Listen, no movement is specifically dangerous or bad if you load it properly and use proper form.
Clearly! No debating!
Sometimes that means using less weight than you think you should be able to. That's purely the fault of the ego, not the movement. So squats, for example, were seen as dangerous for decades until we collectively got smarter and performed them better, more intelligently. Upright rows are another example. Personal accountability, intelligent load selection, and patience is king. Listen to your body if something doesn't feel right, adjust what you're doing. Don't do the same thing over and over again if it's hurting you, because that's how you get injuries. I keep my back safe by going no lower than parallel. So what I find is that if I go any lower, that takes all tension off the abs, 1, makes the movement easier, 2, and then it just makes my back feel funky. So I don't do it, I stop at parallel. Artificially stopping at parallel makes that isometric contraction come into play as well. That plank that I was talking about, and that keeps all the tension on your abs at the bottom. So overall, it's just the best way to do it in my experience. I personally really like using the Bells of Steel reverse hammer. It's built like a tank, very heavy duty, very comfortable. That's what I do my Ghd sit-ups on. But an easy alternative, guys, is to just put your feet under a dumbbell rack and do your weighted sit-ups that way. And just keep it in mind, you want to keep that isometric contraction at the bottom. So everything that comes into play with a good Ghd sit-up is going to come into play with a weighted on the floor sit-up. So that is my favorite ab exercise, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Have fun, be safe, have a good one.